Uh, Captain's log. I think this is Captain's log 6, if I'm not mistaken. I've kind of just come to the conclusion that I think that just might be the call sign, for my interest or whatever. But I ain't going to dig too deep into it. But as you can all see, I'm on the go right now. It's been a busy weekend. Got a lot going on. Man, someone's broke down. Life is gonna throw you, adversities. Sometimes all you need is somebody to help you pick up the pieces. You know what I mean? With a time, there's still nice people out here, but I just want to get on here to just yap honestly this week, because I met oh man, and it's just so crazy how it worked out. I've been telling a few people close to me the story, and it's not nothing crazy. It's not any soul changing situations. But I met a guy on Friday, a few days ago, granted, and it just was insane because I have a job, so my job brought me out there. So I don't know the guy or anything that brought Buck. But I'm doing this man's inspection, and we just kind of just started talking. We just started, cutting the shit a little bit, and I had brought up, say, yeah, I'm doing a 3D scan of your house, blah 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 blah. Just kind of like going into the, boring parts of it. And he goes, "Oh, you do like Blender? Is that what the is?" I'm like, "Oh, it's not Blender, but you know about Blender." It's we kind of like hit it off a little bit, and we just kind of like talking. This was the first guy I ever met. I just say guy, but person in general that I ever met that is, does 3D. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you always find people who do 3D, like, on the internet, and it's super crazy just how good their shit is. You know what I mean? But I just, I've never met, like, a regular person just, learning the shit as I'm learning the shit. You know what I mean? And he has more experience in it than me. But like I said, it's the first person I ever met that actually uses the software that does 3D art. Like, it's the first person I met. Real life shit. And so it was kind of crazy. But as we, the more we talked, the more, things have kind of popped off that, he has done on the individual level, like just individual things that I want to do. Man, I mean, a card game. This man has done animated work. He has done sound design. He's a musician. He's done so many different things, right? And it just touches on the things that I want to do with my project, itself, like Voyager. And what was crazy, to me, was that not only it was a really cool moment, between the two of us. It was just super cool, super dope. He's a super dope dude. And he gave me some advice, which it's been on my mind for weeks, and it's been on my mind for months before that, in terms of like, what I'm trying to do. Like, I know I'm trying to do something so huge, you know what I mean? And it's very hard to just pinpoint, how to start it, you know what I mean? And we wrapping up, and we were talking for a good while too. I was there. Just know the work only takes like 15 minutes. I was there for maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 minutes or something. We were just talking the shit, just talking shop, and it just was kind of surreal to me. And you can see it in two different lights, and this is how I saw it, perceived it in two different lights. The first was, man, like here's a dude who has done the things that I want to do, and in the sense of like he's brought it to life. He had an idea, he brought it to life. He wanted to do card games, he brought it to life. He wanted to do, he's done the things that he's brought them things to life, and I found that inspirational. You know what I mean? And then on the other light is that he also has done all these things, and I don't know whether with the success of his stuff or anything like that. I never really dug into it. But I mean, he's no J.K. Rowling, you know what I mean? He's no Christopher Paolini or whatever, you know what I mean? Like he's not on the level of that. He's just done the things, and I think that's like seeing it into those two different lights kind of put a crazy perspective on what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, and what I want to accomplish, And it just was a very surreal moment for me. And I think that, like, I tell everyone, if you know me, I always say everything happens for a reason. know, like, bad things will happen, and it's okay to be sad about it, but it happened for a reason, and there's a bigger purpose for you. You know, I always tell people that all the time. If you know me from a lick of anything, you know I always say that. And, you know, in this moment, I just felt just that. And his story was crazy. And I'm not really going to get into this whole story, you know, in the video. But it's just, you know, hearing this story and then just recognize, like, yo, like, I feel like, you know, I was supposed to meet this guy. I was supposed to talk to this guy. I was supposed to, you know, connect to this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this moment was supposed to happen, because I would never have got that clarification that, I would never have got that, you know, viewpoint, you know, just like from looking at this guy and the work and the shit, and his stuff was good too. I think his stuff was fucking great. Like I've done, you know, little things here and there, but, you know, I just feel like he's definitely has, you know, a level above me. And the one thing he told me as far as advice goes, he said, you know, we all have good ideas, we all have great ideas, you know, but if you don't present your idea so people can digest it in that moment, it will never be successful. And take it from a person who has years on top, because he's like my dad's age, you know what I mean? Like he's you know, oh, it's a cool moment, whatever, but not cool moment, it was a cool dude. You know, he's like my dad's age though, you know what I'm saying? It was super dope. I kind of imagine, I feel like me and my dad have a good relationship. I kind of imagine we have a relationship like that, but I digress, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why I guess that's why I felt like it hit a little bit more home than initially. Whatever, we're not gonna get into it. But he just was like, you know, if people aren't able to digest it, you know, then your idea will be for nothing. And he's like, take that from a person who has had years on top of you, who has done, you know, a multitude of things. You know, I myself I started my own media company, and I had this huge portfolio, and, you know, you don't really know where to aim. When you have talent across the board, you don't really know where to aim. And he's like, it's just, the only thing you're going to do is suffer in the end. You know, what you need to do is pinpoint your focus, break it down so people can digest it, and then just grow from there. Plant your seed. That's all you have to do. And it just connected with me. You know what I mean? I like, again, like I was already having those thoughts. I was already having those, you know, conversations with myself, you know, and it just kind of like had me just thinking, hearing it from someone who's actually lived through it. Like you see this stuff, you see things on the internet, you see people talk about failure on the internet, you see super successful people, you know, talk about like, I didn't give up, I failed, you're gonna fail again and again and again. You'll hear all these speeches, you know what I mean, but coming from successful people. And I'm not saying the man that's successful, but this is coming from a regular person just like me, saying like, you know, the things that I've been saying to myself. And again, he has the years and the wisdom on it. And I was just like, damn, you know what? Like, I mean, with all the planning, with all the meticulous, you know, points, putting it from A to B and Z and D, and, you know, making a circle into a square. At the end of the day, man, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter. Well, it matters how you start, but it doesn't matter where you start. You have to do it. It has to make sense to you. You know, you have to wake up, look yourself in the eye, and say, what am I going to do tomorrow? And when you know what you're going to do tomorrow, you know what you have to do today. And it just went so crazy. It went so crazy to me, man. And, you know, it's just a surreal moment. I'm not going to yap too much about it, but, you know, it put in my whole perspective on everything I want to do. You know, it's just, I'm not going to let, you know, the walls hold me back. You know, I'm not going to let the things that I can't do stop me from doing what I want to do. You know, I've broken it down. I'm gonna share it with you guys. You know, but it's really just been a moment of not even prevalence, man. It's been a moment of not insecurity. It's the word I'm trying to look. It's overwhelming. You know, it's been overwhelming. And it's just like this. I had this huge idea. I had this huge plan. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, you know. And I do what I say I want to do, but it's just the fact that how I want to do it. I asked myself, you know, if I want to make a game, I don't know how to code. You know what I mean? I can make HTML websites. You know, that I know the bare minimum to coding. I can recognize coding sometimes. You know, but I don't know how to code, and I definitely don't know how to code for a video game. And so the question just ended up being like, am I going to spend a year learning how to do it, another year or two learning how to polish it, and then trying to release a game that I want to fucking absolutely not, man. I'm not gonna. That's 3 years down the drain. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with 3D art. Like, I know how to do 3D art. I have the general concept of how to make it, you know, make shapes, rigging. You know, I have like the bare minimum, like the entry level. I could recognize it if I see it, right? That's where I'm at with it now. And but I mean, am I going to spend the extra year it's going to take to polish that? You know what I mean? Like, I think that what I want to do, what I envision, I'll tell y'all, I intended to do cinematic, you know, 3D art, right? Do certain scenes, small scenes, and go crazy with it. But am I going to spend the year learning how to do that? Am I going to spend another extra year or two polishing that, learning how to do it polish-wise? Again, 3 years down the drain when the project could be done today. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you got to know what you want to do, what you can do, and what's right for you. You got to know these things, you know. And there's just no way around it. And you can only do what you can do. And that was for me. So I know for a fact. And look, hear me out. I may not be able to write the best book, but I can write a good story. I can come up with a good fucking story, a fantastic plot, a plot that have you gripping the seat, sweating for the next indication of what's going to happen next. I will have you set up where it's just like, yo, this is crazy. What's next? I can make a good story like that, great plot like that. I'm not a great writer, you know, but why is that stopping me? Just write, you know what I mean? So it's just I'm focusing on, you know, I'm doing this book. I'm gonna release my book, first book. I used to think, oh, it needs to be polished. It's gotta be fucking good. It's gotta be great. Man, fuck that. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I'm cursing here yet, but you know, bro, write your story. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you can do. And then my thing is to say, like, grow from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna write my story. I'm gonna polish it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna write my story, finish it. Send it off to someone, edit it, do the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying, and release, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make that happen, and I want the same for you guys, you know what I'm saying? I want that same moment to say, like, yo, just do what you want to do what you have to do, but at the end of the day, make it happen. That's what I want y'all to do, man. I want y'all to take away. This was a short session for me. Again, I'm on the road. I'm out here just driving, just figuring out where I'm about to park next. I tell you, but you know, it's for sure, man. I want y'all to just do it, man. Just do your thing. If there's something that you want to do in life, I want y'all to just do it. I want you to wake up tomorrow, look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself again, what am I going to do tomorrow? That's what I want from y'all. So it's been a pleasure. You know, I hope y'all the best. Love y'all all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this done. And actually, I really truly cannot wait to hear back from the bunch of you guys. So I'll holla at you. Found my parking spot right in time. Peace out, guys.